Gonna be pretty hot today. I had to pick one of the hottest days of the year. Alright guys, this is the old circuit that ran the house. I'm just going to cut these wires coming out of here and finish removing this. This is the old wire going up into the attic. I'm getting ready to pull the new wire out through that soffit part there, through the rafters, and then down here. I'm not going to reuse this. This is too small for that UF cable anyway. This is the new circuit I ran for the house on an 80 amp. Goes down into the house. So we've got this circuit freed up, and that's going to be dedicated to the shop. You can see I just finished redoing the ground cable for the cable coming in. It was grounded to this, which goes to rubber, so it's not, wasn't really grounded at all this whole time, but whatever. I did it to that, which is grounded. So anyway, 105 out. Let's keep going. And that's what I've got temporarily for now. Next weekend I'm going to run the conduit and hook everything up. It's right there. God, what a pain in the ass. I had to pull that air line out of there, guys. With that rubber, half-inch rubber, it just, oh my God, I kept getting caught up on it, and I'm gonna just run DOT, 3/8 DOT line down there tube and up into the attic at some point and connect it. So, almost there. That's about all the length I need in here. The excess is up in the attic. The panel's gonna go right in here, so that's plenty. Alright guys, this side of the circuit is officially done. Didn't bother recording the rest of this. Trying to limit the exposure on that UF cable. Ideally I wanted to run the conduit in through that soffit, but there was already a hole there. I had already started running this stuff, and there's no room on the up in the attic on that side of the roof. And with the power lines being right in the way, like, kind of wanted to limit my time messing around up there. But it's that UFB cable is rated to be in direct sunlight buried under the ground just by itself, so it's not hurting anything being exposed like that. You can see I kind of had to strip some back, a little messy, but it's fine. The only thing, I ran out of lug space, so I had to double up on a neutral, but you can see there's no room to bolt a lug onto that strip, so this one's kind of maxed out. I guess I could have moved stuff around and bolted on another one higher up or something and moved some of those to that bar, change the bar design up, get a different one. Well, I mean, this is fine. I know you're not technically supposed to double up neutrals, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's just a compliance thing. But with how old the house is, it is what it is. All right, and that's the panel back on. Got to close that up, and won't turn that on until we need to. Oop, garbage up there. There we go. Alright guys, I've got my 2x4s cut and painted, and I've got the brackets in place. Everything is just freestanding. So what I'm doing here with the panel in the shop, I'm coming up out of the ground. I'm kind of proud of how my brain worked on this one. I repurposed my old 2-inch box, and of course we're just going to a 2-inch elbow, which I will use to adapt to 1.5 inches, and I've got 1.5 inches, an extra piece from where I used on the side of the house. And then we will of course go into our male thread, 1.5 inches to male thread. Gonna go up through the wood into the bottom of our box. So the only problem is the size hole, of course, will have to accommodate the hexagonal deal, but I'm not actually going to cut the hole to accommodate that. I'm going to cut the hole to accommodate the outer rim of this. So this will actually sit down in the hole, and this hexagonal piece will act as a flange and hold tight against the wood. Now, that's going to bump this box up a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to be all loose for now, but I'm going to be, of course, these are loose. These are going to be secured up against the sides, and they'll be bolted up from here. They'll be bolted down from here. And of course, this is going to be bolted to these from the sides. So, all right guys, this is what I've got going on over here. Again, this is just a mock-up. Nothing's bolted down except for those brackets. These two vertical pieces were cut to be farther over here. Unfortunately, this is not perfectly square. Originally, I was going to have the panel over here in line with the 2-inch coming up, and I was going to use 2 meter offsets to get it up to where it needed to be. But then that was a better idea in my head. That way I have a direct channel down to that tube for when I run my Ethernet and when I run my DOT line for the air that's going to go back into the garage. You can see where I had to cut. See where I had to cut the old 1/2 inch rubber air line because it was just getting in the way. These little punch outs are for securing to a 2x4. Not a lot of space there, but I'll either use what's there or just drill separate holes, like maybe right here, or it's more center, just to get a little bit better of a bite on the vertical 2x4s. It's the fun part. Alright guys. Alright, so we should have power in here now. We'll turn on our first breaker. We got power to that one. Got this one plugged in. Everything's all wired up. Including our 240. Oops, sorry, the lamp's in the way. So we've got our light plugged in, and let's see. Oh, got some light in here now, without having to run an extension cord. Lots of work to do still. Lots of conduit to run and lots of wiring. We're getting there. While we're in here, let's fire up our 240 and make sure it doesn't immediately short out. Good. The only thing I have, I don't have anything to test other than a multimeter. I'll have to get the welder in here. As you can see, guys, I've got still quite a bit more to do. Got all my conduit. That's probably not all I'll need, but that'll keep me busy this weekend. There's still a few more things in the garage I haven't brought in here. Got 250 foot of 12 gauge. Way more than needed. Hey guys, as usual, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, even though we still haven't got back to doing car stuff. Obviously, we're getting there. We made a lot of progress. There's still a lot more to do, as you can see. So on the next episode, we'll focus a little bit more on the wiring. There'll be hardwired lights in here by then. I'll have all the outlets set in place, all the conduit will be ran. We'll go over some future plans where I'm going to put an exhaust fan. I'm going to actually install a TV on this wall over here. We're getting really close to moving our tools in here. As you can see, there's still no installation. That's going to come at some point. Honestly, it's not exactly priority at the moment, even though it is very echoey in here, but the roof will be first. We're going to use foam board. It'll fit right in between the purlins, I think that's what they're called. The walls, I still haven't exactly figured out the method of how I'm going to sound insulate everything, but I've got to put something in. We'll probably go over the mezzanine a little bit more on the next video as well. I didn't want to cram too much into this one. But as you can see, it's mostly done except for the staircase and some more paint here and there, and of course I have to anchor it to the ground. But hey, if you're just joining us, stick around. There's some really good things to come. It's just the heat in Texas is finally subdued somewhat. Now it's just a matter of finding more free time to get more done. But again, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate anyone who watches, likes, shares, subscribes. But as usual, guys, thanks again for sticking around, and I'll see you on the next one.